Hello, and welcome back to another delightfully enchanting episode of The Adventures of the Gloved Molotoc on the Stormy Dragon Tavern. How's everyone doing today?
I did a stupid and streamed for 8 hours today. And now I'm here again.
I'm good. I'm very good. I had a nice day.
I drew swirls for 6 hours.
That's pretty odd thing to do for 6 hours.
I was doing an animation and I was doing it keyframe by keyframe.
Oh, okay, cool.
Keyframe animation is intense. Whew.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It really is.
Okay. Pardon my somewhat distracted demeanor. I'm hastily uploading stuff because I wish to be the very best, like no one ever was. Ooh, actually, I think I'm good.
Bridget just asked, "What's the map?" And I said, "That's Harbona." And she goes, "Harbona." Sorry.
I love Bridget.
I know.
Look at Rory's face.
Not punished.
Oh, sorry, Rory.
Thank you very much. Well then, to rub it in all your faces, I have a very garlicky meal.
That does look lovely. Please don't rub Harbona in our faces, though.
Wow.
I really don't want some hard boner in my face.
Rory is our DM, guys. He's going to kill us.
I'm gonna mute for a bit before I do just get down dead.
Charles
on
is
arrival.
gonna die because you can't leave Rory alone.
Oh no! That was a solo flare. The alarm blew up. New campaign.
Oh well, lucky you had a good run.
Oh no! Our party! It's broken!
Our party's been broken for a while.
Oh yeah.
Touche.
No, I will not
So-
touch anything.
When last we saw the party, they were doing a whole bunch of stuff. You had fled the fuzz in orbit around Yakootah and managed to put together a decent alibi or cover story to get you away from them long enough to get to Harbona. You made it into orbit around a small, a hot Jupiter-class planet near the sun of the system, the system of Thorin. After having some chats and figuring out some stuff, you sent Dimitri on ahead to Harbona with the six psychics and 3 civilians, one of whom was a Yakootah songwriter who was imprisoned for satire. The other 2 were agents of Harbona imprisoned by the Yakootans. Guys, he did this on purpose.
Hello, buddy.
Hello. This is Smooch. He actually jumped onto this chair on purpose. I think he doesn't have food, and he's a fiendish beast.
Don't give him any food. Garlic and onions are bad for cats. It'll poison them.
Okay, good to know.
Same with lilies and lily flowers and chrysanthemums.
Oh my God!
Is he sucking up to you?
He's on my lap.
Don't let him have the food, man. Sorry, Cam. The PTTV emotes are not active on this channel.
Smooch, you are not allowed on my table.
I'll try and set them up.
You're not allowed on any tables. If you want to sit down as I eat, that's fine. And we'll run a game of... my God. I can't multitask under this much pressure.
Gotta love cats, yeah?
Welcome to cat life.
Smooch, please sit down.
You're wearing your Shazoo shirt.
Yes, I am. Smooch, sit your butt down and stop being so needy. Oh my God.
Give me a minute, Cam. I'm setting them up as we speak, okay?
Okay, so Dimitri went to Harbona and realized that things had changed. The nice, once prosperous city had kind of been a bit exploded. And the Harbonans had retreated underground instead into a really badass looking undercity. Don't mark my desk with your flipping cheek scent glands. This is my desk, damn it. What are you doing? Can you make... Oh, he's sitting down. He's sitting down. Okay. This is the most chaotic I've ever been. So, he made it home, happened upon a long-lost brother who was quite surprised to see him. And a whole bunch of exposition was revealed, including all the badass technology being worked on by the Harbonans. But that isn't the focus right now. The focus is what has been occurring on the Milan. In the time, he's actually sitting down and settling in.
Back with him now.
There are 24 hours between when Dimitri leaves for Harbona and when he can return with haste. So, what is happening on the Milan during that time?
Lockie was working on the thing that I told you about. The disguised box.
Sure thing.
Is the best way I will describe it.
I will adjust the map accordingly.
I think that will pretty much take up most of his time, so that will probably be what he's working on.
The internal functionality of the device doesn't need to change much, so for your sake, it'll just be me making a post-tech roll to make the external modifications.
That is an 8.
Okay. with this much time, that will do fine. It's not perfect, but it is functional and will suit your needs.
How much time do we have? I missed that, I'm sorry.
1 full day.
Okay. In that time, Catalina will finish her notes, and then she's actually going to investigate the machine that Lockie and Charles started working on, and look at it and see if she can to integrate with Pim. And she's going to start, because she kind of freaked out at first and was like, "Oh my god, don't mess with things you don't understand." She's going to look at what they've done and see if she can actually work out if there is a plausible way to achieve what we're looking for.
Okay.
Preferably without frying our brains like
Correct.
another person did.
Correct. Also, without potentially losing Pim too. So.
Okay. All that is being worked on in the advanced lab. So you head on over there. I'm not sure where Charles is, but would you be in the lab still to encounter Catalina?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Charles will still be in the lab because he's working on stuff.
Yeah.
Before she goes to the lab, though, because she's going to finish her notes first. I think she will take her data slab that she's been recording all her stuff on. And she'll bring it with her for now. She hasn't decided what she wants to do with it.
Okay. Smooch, you don't get this. It's going up here on the printer. Oh, now you move.
Look at him. He's such a
The
sucker.
food's moved.
It's
The food's moved.
super garlicky. No.
I take it Arnie's not actually here at the moment, but
No, she's got. Actually, you know what? She is
She
here.
is here, actually. No, so she'd be hanging out with her sister, now that I thought about it.
Okay.
I forgot she was still here. I thought she'd gone back to the planet.
She didn't fit on the shuttlecraft.
Right, so in that case, she probably won't bother with the machine until later. Like, she will
Okay.
still have a look at it, but she's probably currently still hanging out with her sister.
Cool. Where would you be doing that?
Well, we were last hanging out over here where she dunked her head in a cryo bay because she was trying to cool off her head after all the brain overload dump that she got from Catalina.
So you will have finished your work and then gone to find Arnie after everything. I wonder where she would be on the ship.
But she will check out the machine as well at some point.
Yeah. I'm going to put her in the cafeteria. Like the main, like, full-on, the grunt cafeteria. On deck 2.
The room we never use.
Exactly, because you don't have a crew that require food yet. So she's in there because, go figure, it's deserted and she has some quiet time. And now Smooch is gone. Bye.
Classic cat. Always where the food is.
You know what? I'm going to change the somber Russian play to something a bit more spacey.
Do you need me to do a pre-tech roll or something for seeing about that machine?
You're not working on it yet.
Okay,
because-
okay. All good.
So you spent some time looking around for Arnie and eventually think, how much is the cafeteria yet? And you poke your head in there and she's just sitting at one of the benches. She has reheated like an MRE and is just like poking at it with a spork, kind of absent-mindedly, as she stares off into space.
Catalina just sits down next to her. Or across from her, probably. Actually.
Okay.
You okay?
I've been better.
Need to talk? Or are you just processing?
I'm taking everything in. You did some really crazy stuff, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
It's okay, you can say stupid. It's very stupid.
You so stupid! What is... I like... She like throws the spork across the table at you.
She just like deflects it. Just.
It's like, you with the... And then just...
I know!
You've been needing me for a long time. All these stupid decisions, making dodgy deals with big spoopy space bug brain, all the stuff.
I don't know! I had to come rescue you, remember? Your ass was captured in basement of Creepy Man.
Yes, I not leave home system. You go gallivanting off. Who knows where? Find crazy dangers.
That's true, but only in name of trying to find way to end this war, and it turns out that I have found what caused the war.
Oh.
Oh wait, did I not get to this part when we were talking?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Should I tell you now? Do you need more time to process?
Don't bury lead. Tell me the juicy goss.
Okay. But you can't tell anyone else for now. I mean...
I make no promises until I hear the juicy goss.
Okay. Well, we managed to talk to Jakob. He was less than compliant. I may have made some very empty threats, but he didn't know that. So it turns out that they found a ship, very big alien ship, in like pocket space. Drive space? Was it drive space? Was it drive space?
Yes.
No, yeah, in drive. In drive space. Pretty much exactly where Yakootah is.
What? How should be in drive space and not just be hurtling to parts unknown? What?
I presume it is from before the screen.
Okay.
It's very very old. But
they in drive space to hide?
I am not really sure, to be honest. The exploration of ships seems to have been very minimal, but every person who come back from this exploration come back altered, not quite right.
Is that where the baby came from?
Da! Oh, not quite. Baby come from man who come from here, but was like born from cocoon from hand. It was quite disgusting.
Give me back my spork.
Oh, right. She picks it up off the floor. You sure you still want it?
She snatches it and just starts like stress eating as you continue to talk.
Anyway, look, this is not point of story. Point being that I just read the chat. Fidget just did a flip. Anyway, back on track. It seemed that the Yakootans, or rather Jakob, being the idiot moron he be. Actually, no, I take it back. I think Jakob actually won against this, but someone else make good idea. Good idea. To think, oh look, drive space alien ship that we don't know anything about. Let's use it for power. Let's tap in and take its power. Oh yeah, except that now they realize that they have drained too much power and it's going to come out of drive space and pretty much destroy our entire sector. So that is why they invade Harbona and try to take over what is other neighbor planet?
I
have mental blank.
Hang on. I need my Charlie Day crazy boy.
We gotta hydrate everyone.
They have already done it. I'm
already out of liquid. Deal with it. Calicotronus.
Shiny nuclear cliff.
Calicotronus?
Calicotronus.
Calicotronus.
Ooh.
And this way they try to make peaceful invasion of Calicotronus over on other side, so that they can try and, I don't know, get enough tech or power or something to stop the decline of their current predicament without, you know, owning up and being all like, oh, we fuck up, let's maybe ask for help.
She is quiet for a minute, save for the voracious scarfing
So,
of the so-so MRE.
and then she just like puts her hands and like, I don't know how to break that to everybody back home. They're going to flip their peanuts.
She says with a mouthful. The peanuts?
Catalina looks really confused for a second and goes, is that all you got from that? You want peanuts? You can have peanuts when we go home.
I'm hungry, okay? I'm eating because I'm stressful. You not see me in a while. It's bad habit I pick up from medical training. I'm eating my feelings and I have a lot of feelings.
Okay, no, stop. Enough of this. Finish your eat now. We're going down to the gym and we're going to exercise that stress away. Punching bag. Punching bag is good habit to have. You punch that punching bag, you get strong. When you get strong and you punch that bag, you unstress all the emotions. It goes away.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Okay! And then we can also play some basketball while we're there if you like.
Punch first.
Punch first! Basketball later. Okay, this way! Let's go!
You aggressively storm across the hallway
Yes.
into the gym and spend a good amount of time in silence with Annie just not really responding to any questions, just like beating the ever-loving Dickens out of a punching bag.
Honestly,
And
Catalina actually doesn't try to have a conversation. She just holds the bag and lets her sister go crazy.
Is the punching bag still there?
there's several punching bags.
I was gonna say, there'd be more than one in this setup.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's one across the room, lying against the floor.
Oh, that's
And
right.
after a lot of cathartic exercise goes on, Annie just like walks over next to the wall, slumps down. She uses her teeth to tear off the Velcro on the gloves she was wearing, and just goes, "You know you have to tell them, right?"
Catalina just like slumps down on the wall next to her. Duh, I know. I just thought you should know maybe first. Because I don't know if they'll let me tell you once I get there.
You think it become big state secrets, big important news?
I don't know, but I don't think they'll want the masses to panic.
I mean,
It is big secret on Yakootah too. Nobody knows there. There is very select who know.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I don't know what will happen here.
Okay, I'm sure you if you get Harbona and say, hey, we have big important news. Also, we were just on Yakootah. You're probably going to be having a chat with council.
Duh, that is my hope. But you do know they may drag you in too. Since
Oh,
you
I'm
were
sure they
in-
will.
You were in the home of Yakootah.
No, I'm okay with this. I've been getting my story as straight as I can, considering. You should do the same.
Honestly, I have had so much on my head. I know it's a lot to take in, but thank you for listening.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
I'm gonna go and pass out now. I'm exhausted.
You had a lot of emotion. I'm not surprised.
big emotional, stressful, everything. Okay, I go now. You get story straight. First thing, get to Harbona and talk to council, da?
Duh. Hey,
Okay.
do you think I should leave out the part where maybe I kind of, acquired the information out under duress of person?
I don't think they're going to care,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
Yeah, probably not. But I should maybe leave out. One last question.
No?
Let us say that Jakob was on ship still, and he was alive, but maybe Yakootah think maybe he be dead. Should we maybe hand him over to Harbona?
Da?
Okay, see, you think like me. I agree. I think we should hand him over, but I don't know why everyone else thinks that maybe not a good idea.
I'm not sure, but they're more well equipped to hold prisoner here than on your ship. You don't have cells.
Yeah, it's true. Also, maybe it could be used for bargaining to peace for war or something.
Possibly. Either way, that asshole needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Oh, duh. All right,
Okay.
you go. And she slaps her on the ass and kicks her out.
Yep, she saunters off, finds like a cabin and passes out in here.
At this point,
Dr. Charles.
I was gonna say she'll sit for a bit before heading to the lab. Now she'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, time has been passing there too. What are you working on stuff? So, Dr. Charles, what have you been spending your time doing?
After hearing the reasoning behind not fucking with Pym at the moment, he drops the project off to the side for now, and he's like, "We'll come back to it when we're at leaving this system." At the moment, he's probably working on switching between researching regalia and trying to make it so that it's not addictive, or how to get rid of his addiction to it.
Okay.
As well as, now that he has better control over his telekinesis, he can figure out how his telekinetic sling works better.
So you have the ability to do it without
regalia now, because I'm level 2 in telekinesis.
Excellent.
I needed before I could use it permanently without having to dose myself on regalia and turn myself into a crazy god.
So you have one file open up on the holographic screens. It's all the research you've been doing on regalia so far, and I imagine you're just kind of you have a bouncy ball and just going. It goes and it bounces back to you, and you pick it up, keep working, shoot it again, it bounces back to you, pick it up.
And the whole time I've got my bioscanner on my wrist and shit, and just figuring out how everything works.
Okay. Roll me science as you are experimenting and researching.
It's 9 plus 1, so 10.
Okay.
That's using intelligence, yeah?
Yeah.
So 10.
The main drawback of regalia as such an addictive substance is it does mess with your mind. It, in its fundamental state in non-psychics, causes a massive trip. It's absolutely insane for non-psychics to take it. But you have never seen this, as you haven't given your supply to any of your friends for
I
giggles.
do know there's a part of my supply missing.
One dose is missing from your supply, yes, thanks to one more dose.
So I would have reset to make another dose, and as soon as that beeps, I'm like, walks over, picks it up, puts it
Mhm.
straight in my wrist injector. Like, yeah, this one's not going missing. You fuckers, I don't know who took it, but boy,
The main issue with its addictiveness is its effectiveness at its job. If it was less powerful, you might be able to more easily resist its alluring charms and its addictive nature. But that would, of course, mean that you are less powerful as a result.
where's the point in that?
Yeah,
The whole point's to be powerful.
it's you're thinking about it and putting some more effort towards it, but currently you keep coming across that dead end of just can't have one without the other. And then after a few hours, you're like in this muscle memory rhythm of and reading along. And Catalina, you walk into the room, and as soon as the door opens, you see a bouncy ball going.
Catalina just raises her eyebrows and like watches and like pokes her head in. Are you okay?
It's calming,
Okay, okay. Well,
and it's
Yes.
either this or I break more of the gym.
why would you? Oh, so that's who destroy. I see, I see. Looks like not only one person need relief punch. Relief punch is
Yes.
good, but also so is writing. Have you tried, write journal? Never mind, you're a doctor. I'm sure you've tried all things. Why? Never mind. Where's the machine you were working on with Loki earlier? You say you're working on something to maybe connect with Pim. I don't think now is the time, but I might as well have a look. I kind of panicked before.
At which point he like, one of the other data slabs in the room just floats over to the table, plops itself down near her, and just sort of like turns on as I'm just like loading the ball up again, and just sort of like shoot it off into the distance.
You've been practicing? You just get better at this, or is this effective regalia still?
No, this is just trying to figure out how far around the corner I can shoot someone in the face with. Well, anything I can load into it.
I see, I see.
Batteries seem to have done a pretty good job so far, as well as the death cocktail. That one was interesting.
Note to self, remind me to make some really small Molotovs for you. Okay.
Good point.
could-
Rory's just like, oh fuck.
I will make them extra explosive, Maybe something a bit extra in them. Remind me later. I will probably forget. For now, I work on this machine, and
There's also nothing stopping you firing actual grenades.
Yeah, it just needs to be the size of an apple, and I can fire it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous weapons.
Fortunately, a demo charge is slightly too big.
Yes.
Good.
Thank God.
Good.
Catalina will head over to the machine, and then kind of like stop after a couple of steps, and then she's wearing cargo pants. I presume her data slide's probably small enough, to fit into one of her big cargo pockets. She pulls it out and hands it to Charles, and she goes, "Doctor, you are fit, doctor?"
As in?
I've been writing down all of my notes about my own personal observations of my physical condition over the last couple of months and time we've spent together, especially since, well, this change happened.
That might actually be handy to know.
I thought maybe there might be something you can see that I cannot, because something does not feel right.
Again, the aliens completely changed your DNA. It's not something that even us on Elfdus do because of how dangerous it can be.
I think I'm starting to understand just how much they changed. And I think I am still changing. Especially after you guys... I think you may
Accelerated
have
the process,
accelerated
yes?
process. Yeah, da. Anyway, here are my notes. And she like...
At which point he like wipes away all of his stuff, pulls the data slabs closer, and like opens it and starts reading.
You notice
Okay.
on her data slab, everything is like blocked. You like everything's password protected. You can only access the one file that she's opened for you.
Not paranoid at all, are you?
I have a few secrets. Think of it like my own personal diary. I'd like to think that I will show these to people as necessary. You only need this one for now.
It makes sense.
And you'll notice they have some possibly interesting names, like there are files that have each of your names on them.
Not collecting too much information on me, I hope.
Catalina like looks a bit awkwardly to the side. Is not what you think. I will explain one day, but not what you think.
Hey, I have detailed files on all of you, including complete bioscans and medical histories, so to each their own.
Look, as far as we're concerned, the only person who knows even slightly what is in this tablet is Pim, because Pim is just Pim. But
Pim's Pim. Yes.
but if anyone asks or anyone is concerned, you have not looked at this tablet. I'm only showing you because I am concerned for my health.
That is fine.
I think somebody other than me needs to know what is going on.
Patient-doctor privilege. It's a right that few people get to enjoy.
Yeah. Also, maybe don't maybe leave Annie a little bit out of it. I told her a little bit, but I think she's a bit overwhelmed at the moment.
I think if Annie's to find out anything about your current condition, it should be coming from you anyway.
Duh. That's probably true. Well, have fun reading. It's detailed.
I'm sure it is.
And she like goes over to the machine.
Okay.
Do you want me to describe basically what's in there, Rory?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's a retelling of the events, basically from everything that's happened, from a more like physical point of view of all the changes that have happened. I will personally message you a couple of changes which she has noted that you'll probably note as well. There's a couple of like psychological notices that she's noticed. Her psychological state has changed. Her obviously you guys will notice, but her diet, she feels kind of gross when she eats anything other than meat. Makes her feel like a bit upset in the stomach and not really that great. And anytime she has meat, she feels fantastic. And she's noticed that it doesn't matter if it's raw or cooked, but that meat tastes damn fucking fine. Along with, yeah, some like things like joint stiffness and things like that. And yeah, I'll message you some more personal things.
No, okay, then.
Yeah. Do you need me to do some rolls, Rory, for the machine?
Yes, please.
Okay, what am I rolling?
You be rolling science as Charles just leans back and goes through your notes. You approach the data slab and try and think about stuff.
5. What am I rolling? Sorry.
Science.
Just science.
With intelligence.
Okay, I actually have a 0 in science. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a +1. So that's a 6. It's still not enough.
No, you are a little you're not in the right mindset to fully dive deep into the science here. You think, oh, these are some cool concepts. I like this. This is clever, but don't feel any immediate new ideas or inspiration come to you that could help.
More than anything, I guess she's just gauging the science of everything that's happening.
Yeah, it seems like they're working with some interesting theories.
Alright. Okay, time to message people.
Yes. And now, since we have a Nick, hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
Nick.
Hello.
Hello, you are on Harbona.
Yeah.
You have just met up.
This much I remember.
Mm-hmm. You are currently with your brother Stefan, and he's just shown you the interior of the Harbonan Undercity,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Metro
like.
Brands, and as I used to call it, is Chow.
Mm-hmm.
I found it in books somewhere.
Indeed. So you are standing at the mouth of a large, cavernous entryway into this area. There's wind rushing around. Your hair and robes are being thrown about, and Stefan just says, "So, it's home now, da?"
It would seem to be so.
It's not too bad. We rebuild family estate in here. It's mostly same, similar dimensions. You know, people have eye for detail, but has lost some charm.
You mean like, big windows bringing in lots of light and view of sky and storms and all this kind of fun stuff?
We still have big windows, but yes, no good view. Well, I mean, okay view. We're using they're using holograms to maintain people's
Sanity.
and vitamin D levels. Usual stuff. But between you and me, it's not the same.
Of course it is not the same. It's fake.
Now, what else you need to see?
What else do I need to see? Nothing. Gosh, device.
Okay, you're bringing back more friends, da?
I have to leave again and come back with more people.
Are they going to be chill?
Are they going to be chill?
Da. Don't bring drama and violence here, brother.
Nothing like that. It is more, the fuck?
Make a persuasion check. That's a lie.
No, it is more that they already have lived here and they would like to come back. Not that they won't be, I'm sure they would be most upset that the city is now down rather than up.
You're bringing back the two, the Sokolov sisters, da? I will give you this much information. When Catalina and Annie want to go home, it is there, and he points across the way at a sensible sized series of cobbled together shipping containers, just like in the shape of the house. Like roughly in the shape of the family home up on the surface, but down here and attached to the wall.
Well, that looks a bit different.
Everything looks a bit different down here, but you get an eye for things after a while.
Look, I would guess that maybe bland on the outside, but nice on the inside.
It sure is something on the inside.
Okay, I will go back to my ship and then I will leave here again, but not for so long this time.
You better. It's been a long time. I know a lot of people who want to see you.
Yeah, I'm sure there's quite a lot of people want to smack me in the face too.
The two are not mutually exclusive.
Huh.
And here, take this, and he put it like a small chip from his, like a pouch on his belt, and says, we're using encoded frequencies. This, you tell us when we're coming back. Just send out quick short range bursts. It should be easier than us shouting at you on the radio again.
That was quite unexpected.
Well, go away so you can come back, you idiot.
Okay. Back at the vine.
And you make your way away from this entryway back into the large open cavernous space.
First, I run back and hug him, and then I.
Okay. He does not really reciprocate. He's kind of just like,
yeah,
rigid, like, that's nice, brother. Good to have you home. Just being like, yeah, okay.
You always like stick up ass. It's fine.
You leave the stick up my ass alone. It has kept me alive for many years.
Well, at least you would not deny it anymore.
I've grown. It makes one of us.
I am bigger and uglier now than I was before.
Go! Come on.
Right.
And where you go? A roaming platform meets you at the entrance and takes you back to the shuttlecraft, which has been refueled and resupplied as a courtesy. So you're all.
I feel like I should be like, these things are pretty cool. I do like them.
Yes, it just slides across the rough stone floor, and there you are. You can hop back in the shuttle and begin to make your way back to the Milan to pick up the rest of the party.
Sure.
As the shuttle kind of is warming up, the platform it's parked on kind of automatically gives some birth to like walkways and projects going on nearby, and as you lift off and aim up, the ceiling, which is covered in like pieces of like metal plates, the 4 plates above you slide away and reveal this soil packed up there, suspended and held in place by currents of electricity. And as you gun it upwards, the currents change, and all of that soil just goes parts. And as it shoots through, you've got a clear path up and out. And then as soon as you are out, the soil reforms behind you. And now you're on your way, re-engaging the ship's stealth functionality, heading back to the Milan.
Yes.
Yes, Lucky. You've put a good amount of hours into your project, and you're feeling good about it.
Yeah.
There's a few more components you've got going on a 3D printer in the workshop, and a few more on the laser cutter that are going to take a few hours to finish, and then it's just a process of assembling the entire thing. But you've got some time to kill.
Map jump, by the way, please.
Yes. And back to gravity.
With time to kill, he is probably gonna work on fixing up the 2 mech suits.
Okay.
They need some TLC.
Oh yeah, they do.
The other thing he wanted to work on was fixing up the Phantom Mag pistol as well. I think it had sustained some damage when we yoinked it.
It was less more damage than just you had no idea exactly what the hell it did.
He would like to spend some time working out what the hell it does.
Okay. I did make notes on this.
I do have 10 rounds for it as well, so I wanted to have a look into them and see if there is any way that I could, or someone far more intelligent than myself, could recreate them.
Okay. Hang on. Why did I write this down?
I don't know.
Notes. Hang on. I promise I know what I'm doing. Wait a minute, after that guy. Peter. Wait, did I wrote down stats for flipping. What's his face? Why am I? Oh my god. Wait, is it in this book? I've got 2 books now, you guys. It should. Oh, I think I remember what it is anyway. Yes. So, make me a tech push tech roll for trying to suss out what it is this gun does.
That is a 10.
Okay. That is a very good roll. Why am I blind? So, yeah, I got nothing. I recall what it does though because I'm a smart cookie. Wait, is it in this book?
It's in one of the books.
No, it wouldn't be in there. Oh my god, that's fine. No, we're all good. Yes, so you take some time with it and you realize that all 10 of these rounds, these like crystalline rounds, have like a sliver of metal inside them. And the crystals themselves are seamless. So you imagine that however these crystals were formed, the metal inside was put there, and the crystal must have been formed around them.
Okay.
The gun itself is able to fire them effectively because of that piece of metal inside.
So it is effectively just a mag pistol firing that slug, but the crystal acts as a shell around it.
Yes. And there's the round gains forward velocity by mag technology, but it gains its intangibility by means of vibrations. As you're like messing around and like aiming at things, you aim at a cabinet, and a little HUD like pops out of the side of the gun and basically begins to target the cabinet. And since it's like hanging ajar, you can see that there's like a big long thing in there, and it allows you to lock on to the entirety of the long thing. And if you, through the process of experimentation, basically you can lock onto an object, and then as you move around the room, this gun is keeping an accurate track of where the object is and how far away it is from you.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. So, with more research and sussing things out, you're able to realize that the gun is able to phase through armor because it takes the time to figure out exactly where the soft spots are on a person. So if you were to aim at a person in armor, it would basically calibrate exactly how close the actual human part is, fire, and based on the frequency that the gun vibrates the round is intangible right up until it reaches the actual target, and then it becomes solid inside them, and of course deals some wicked damage. So effectively, if you take the time to let the gun lock onto a target and allow the gun to keep on seeing the target the entire time, they basically have no armor when you're shooting it at them.
Interesting. Yes, the next thing I'm going to do is spend some time trying to work out how this crystal works and how I can potentially make more of it.
Okay. Roll me science, please. With intelligence.
Oh, fantastic. What is my science? -1, but my intelligence is 0, so that makes it a 6.
You have absolutely no idea where this crystal stuff came from, and Dr. Charles nor Dimitri have spoken to you about it. So you're just like holding it, like it's in both your hands. You have one of those like big magnifying glasses on the arm, kind of just like in between you and it, and you're just going. No idea what this is for like a decent amount of time.
For a few moments, he'll probably look at it and just be like, Charles! Charles! And start just going through the ship, calling out Charles until he finds him.
So, Charles, you're kind of in the zone. You're just like, catch.
I've gotten to the point where I'm like shooting it and trying to catch it in the launcher again.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
like not even having to try. I'm just sort of like holding my arm in a direction and slightly adjusting the angle of approach to try and catch it back in the launcher once it fires.
Okay. And as you're doing that, being like, pew, pew, you're like in your own head, just in the zone. And
Reading everything.
And then as you're trying to catch it again, you hear, Charles! And your concentration is broken, and the ball goes past you and lands behind you.
Is this before or after Catalina's in the room?
This is probably after she's in the room, and if you have stayed there and it's still working, then you'd be around.
And sort of like turn around, telekinesis the ball to my hand, and I'm just sort of like, I'm in here, Lockie.
Hey, Charles. You know this thing, the thing that you pulled out of me?
Oh yes, they have very interesting properties. Give me that for a moment. Telekinesis is over, and then he's going to like hold it there for a second, and he's going to try and vibrate it with his telekinesis.
Oh. Okay.
Because he saw Molly do it, and he's like, I wonder if I can do that. And he's just going to sit there and like try and concentrate on it and see if I can get the metal barb to like fall out.
You want the metal barb to fall out? Okay, yeah, sure. Roll me, make me a telekinesis roll with wisdom.
That's 7 on the dice plus 3.
Okay. It takes you a bit of
Just like
refocusing your energy, and essentially you are holding it in stasis between your palms, and are just like, you start by just like swaying it back and forth and going, okay. And then you make the motions smaller and faster and just hone in on a vibration effect that you've not really tried before. So it takes you a few minutes of experimenting and really focusing But you're like,
Nope.
and a piece of metal just falls out at your feet.
At which point I like put my hands up in celebration, and then the crystal drops straight through the table.
Yes.
It's like, yes! Oh shit! Damn it! Picks it up. It's like, yeah, very interesting material. Not quite sure what it is, but interesting.
Do you reckon we can make more of it, or something like it?
Give me a moment. He just takes the crystal over to the chemical, pre-tech chemical thing, and just sort of goes,
You just drop it in because it has to break down to break down something to figure out what it is.
As he's about to do, he's like, "You have more of these, yeah?
Yeah, several more.
Cool." Drops it.
You drop it into a cylinder that normally takes liquid. So
chemical.
So it goes.
Presses a few buttons to try and sort of be like,
You're like,
no, it's a mineral. I just need to find out the chemical composition.
Okay, roll me tech pre-tech.
I gotta find out what my pre-tech is.
As you are kind of just like,
Okay.
I don't know what all these functions do.
Yell at it till it works.
8.
8? Okay. You don't...
No, 9.
9,
8
okay.
on the dice, I got a +1.
You don't lose the menu that lets you play with all of your chemical stuff. Because that would have been bad. You do find like an additional like drop-down tab, and you're like, no. Ooh, powderize. Press that, and a laser head that you didn't know was there slides out and goes, and just like reduces this crystal to dust.
That's new.
And it then begins to like shimmy and shake and filters the dust into various different components, and then those get filtered inside, and it begins to do an analysis. It doesn't do it nearly as quickly as you expect, because you're used to just like dropping a thing and having it go quite quickly. It seems to be taking its time on this substance.
This may take a while. I'm not. This is the first thing. This is the first time I've managed to make it do solids.
We just got a raid, guys. Thanks for raiding
Oh.
us, Aja.
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing?
That's all.
Welcome to the space shenanigans.
Space shenanigans.
All good if it takes time. Just want to see if we can make more of it, or have other uses for it. I've got some ideas.
Well, I know Molly had a piece of this. Where did it go? Where did the piece actually go?
She ate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And now Molly's going to be able to phase through things.
Oh god. Molly's becoming really powerful with stuff.
Great.
I still have one thing from the pre-tech DNA compiler. left.
Do you want to splice your genes with Molly?
Like, she's an armored telepathic bug
Mm-hmm.
that is now finding some way to incorporate phasing into her power set. Like,
Yes.
if
That's-
Charles
that's,
wanted to be a
No,
god,
no. That's just part of her massage function. She sends me to sleep at night by gently vibrating on my neck.
That
What?
bonk check. Don't worry, I'm just gonna. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
at which point he's like, I'll tell you when it's done and whether or not it works. But we'll see. Otherwise, we might have to go back to Yakootah at some point to steal some of these crystals.
Okay.
Kelly is just
Lucky-
eavesdropping in the corner.
Yeah. Lucky, would you wait for results or wander off?
No, I'm curious, so I'm going to wait around for a bit.
Okay. It takes the better part of an hour of this machine shaking a bit more than you're used to it shaking as it works in this, and there's a few moments where like as a concerned dad you try and stop it shaking quite as much because you think it might not be good what it's doing.
And like you see concern go across Charles' face quite a few times. You're like, this can't break, because if this breaks, I might kill everyone on the ship.
But eventually, it does manage to spit out a formula. It has an understanding of what all these components are.
Ooh.
You haven't had to unfortunately, it can't present you a price because it doesn't know them. So. Normally, you would see a list of chemical compounds, and as a scientist and a medic, you go, "Oh yes, I know what all these are," and just be able to check how much they're worth.
I am not a geologist.
You are not a geologist, so you don't know where you would find some of these things, how to fabricate them, or anything like that. But you have a list of components, and if you find someone who has talent in geology, maybe they can help.
Would Catalina's knowledge of science that because she studied sciences, would that have helped at all, or was hers more tech sciences?
You did describe your interest as more like tech-based as a result of your father's work than general.
Tech and chemical, yeah.
Basically, Charles swipes the ingredient list onto his compound, and he's like, it's made up of minerals. Lots of minerals. And
Okay.
I don't know the name for like 3/4 of them.
Have we just discovered Tiberium?
Yes. It's adamantium. So we may need to go talk to someone else about this one because I'm not sure.
Fair.
So for now, use your shots sparingly and always collect them after you're done. Because I may be able to reload them, at least.
Sounds good. We can do that.
Okay.
How far off is Charles? Not Charles.
I'm
Charles
not
is
sure. Let me check. I pull out my phone and I just send a compound message. Hey, Dimitri, how far are you away? Probably about 24 hours.
He's breathing planet atmosphere now.
About 24 hours.
12 hours, actually.
Okay, about 12 hours.
It is only 24 hours if I take the roundabout scenic route.
Lockie's actually going to head to the bridge and go to our sensor array
Okay, sure thing.
and do a wide scan to see if there's any ships in the area, seeing if someone followed us.
Okay. Roll me computers.
This I can do. That is a 10.
10.
With intelligence or wisdom?
Since it's in the vein of perception, I'd say wisdom.
Alright, then it's a 9.
Oh, okay.
Because hey, if it's intelligence, there's no minus. If it's wisdom, there's a minus.
That's why I wanted to make sure, because I got no negative to computers, but I've got a negative wisdom.
I need to check what exactly the sensor array can do. Did I include details? No, I did not. Hang on.
Just a reminder, Rory, you now have, Rory and Ash, between your two games, you now have 4 drama llamas.
Well, you mean rerolls for dramatic effect, or just
Yes.
things I can pull out for dramatic effect? Because I was going to do that anyway.
Rerolls for dramatic effect. You
Okay.
can have another go at something.
So a sensor array. Okay. Most ships require only basic analysis of a star system sufficient to identify population centers, do rough scanning of an object's composition, and chart major navigational hazards. Survey sensor arrays greatly enhance the ship's sensor abilities, allowing for finely detailed mapping of objects and planets, along with broad spectrum communications analysis. Any scan rolled with a survey sensor array adds a +2 to the check. So it's actually an 11, Ash.
Ooh,
Your roll.
fancy roll.
Because the ship has a survey sensor array. You've spent some time observing the tactics of space combat with your time serving with the mercenary corps previously, and you didn't fully grasp it at the time, but you know basic concepts and can apply them to situations. And what you note is what you're concerned is the beginning of rallying. You ping the area, and a lot of the Yakootah ships in range are basically dropping out of their regular patrols of the system and are converging upon Yakootah.
Alright, so put on Yakootah, but not on us.
They are gathering around the planet for now.
This is where I need Pim or Darius. I assume the ship would have automatic alert systems already in there. So I'd like to program it to, if it detects a ship moving within range of us, to ping an alert to our compads.
Okay. Roll me another computer roll, please.
That's only a 6. Never mind.
Okay. You are fussing around with the systems going, how do I do this? And then you hear a voice come over the speakers that says, "Hello, I see you are attempting to set an automatic alert. How may I, Tim, be of service?"
Yeah, hey Tim. I want to set up an automatic sensor that will ping us if any ship comes within range of ours.
I understand. Can you please define range?
How far can our sensors go out?
Currently, in range of our vessel is 24 different ships.
Can you set it to ping and send updated coordinates if any of those ships start moving towards us? I want it to basically send us an updated scan if a ship moves towards us, so I can see which ships are moving towards us.
Understood. Setting parameters now. Done. Your compad gets like 3 pings immediately as 3 of the ships that are converging on Yakootah are taking a path that's like near-ish to your direction. And you're like, okay, that's a bit broad, but it's kind of working.
I mean, that's actually what I want. I want to be able to watch every ship and see if they change their course in an odd way. So
Okay.
That's good. The other thing I need to work out is, will you be able to ping us when we're on Harbona? Or is that going to be out of range?
That will not be out of range. As long as I have access to the system's comm satellite.
It's the best we've got. Thanks, Tim.
You are most welcome, Lachlan Cooper.
For anyone who wanted to know, that's what our Space Wizard's been up to. No, wait. Space Chris Hemsworth has been up to. Sorry.
Then I'm gonna put set up the ship to go into a low power state for when we leave,
Okay. Cool.
because I want it to be as hard to detect as possible. So
Sure.
only essential systems will be on. Everything
Sure.
PIM needs, everything the sensors need, and enough energy for it to keep its orbit.
Since you're probably messing with Pim's power supply, I imagine he in his safe mode would chime in and assist you with that, and be all like, "We don't need any backup power going to the cold sleep chambers. We don't need emergency power spooled up in the engines because it's not really going anywhere much except just maintaining its position with a planet in between it and Yakootah." So yeah, Pim is able to help you adjust all that.
Yep. So even stuff like lowering oxygen in areas that aren't the hydroponics bay, or where we currently have people
Yeah, sure thing.
awake or not awake.
Of course. And around this point, it is coming up on the end of your day cycle. So Dimitri, you probably will be sleeping through a portion of your flight to get back to the ship, and will be arriving at space morning, while everybody else is going to be sleeping or waking up, and then getting on the shuttle and flying back to Harbona.
Alrighty.
Okay, and with everybody's preparations, research, and investigation kind of coming to a close for the evening, as you go to bed, probably nervously packing bags of clothes, going, "Okay, what do I need to go to Harbona tomorrow?" We're gonna go for a break, and then when we come back, we're gonna go full horizontal wipe, time skip, and have you guys arriving on Harbona.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely ready for this. Definitely ready for this. Oh, I'm just
I
gonna move that
believe you.
camera because the camera just looks like I've put D on the side. Anyway,
Okay.
Ship wants to be.
If you could please engage the break functionality. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes, everybody.
yeah, we'll be back in about 10 to 15 because Ash and I need to organize a little bit of dinner, which would be nice, and I presume other
Indeed.
people do too. So we shall be back. Stay and wait around. We'll be back, promise. See you when we get back.
Bye.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Hello, and welcome back.
Dun dun dun.
Everybody, I trust that you have properly organized your inventories and know what is actually on your person when you are departing for Harbona and leaving the ship behind.
Most of our stuff is still
for
on
most
Yakootah.
of it, yes.
I know. Which is why it's more important than ever to know what you have on you.
Great.
I mean, most of my stuff is with me because I carry all my weapons with me.
At all times.
Shit, I think Catalina has nothing but knives. Lots of
I
kitchen
mean,
knives.
The armory has some guns in it still.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
still has some mag rifles and stuff.
No,
Laser
she's going.
rifles.
She's going home. She's probably like packing clothes and then unpacking clothes and packing clothes and unpacking clothes and then pacing her room and then packing clothes and then unpacking clothes and just like she doesn't even think about weapons, man.
Yeah. So, after a
Gibbs?
long and potentially sleep-deprived night of Catalina just stressing,
Do I need to make a mental effect save?
if you are stressing out this much about going home, then I'd say yes.
She has been very stressed about going home. For fuck's sake! Only I could roll this many ones, man!
Roll me a d6.
Only I could roll this many goddamn ones! It's got like a 20% or 10% chance!
Mm-hmm.
Are they all in our rooms?
One is a 5% chance.
I was gonna say it's a 5% chance.
A 1 or a 2, so it's a 10% chance.
So, Alice, what happens when you roll a 5?
Whose bedrooms are next to mine?
Yours is the pink one, so your next door neighbor is
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
I'm
And
across
he-
the hallway,
Yes.
and
Dimitri
Modo's
can
across
hear you in space.
the kitchen.
And
Great.
I'm next to Charles, so we're safe.
So probably no one will hear anything. It's fine.
What? Actually, I can check
You can
what
check.
happened. I'm gonna double check.
She probably does it until she runs out of breath.
I take it you just scream.
She just screams. She just screams. She just stops
Okay.
and screams.
Everybody, please roll me a perception check.
I rolled a 1 because
Oh,
I rolled a 2 and I got a -1.
Oh, wait, no.
It's actually a 0.
Nine.
That's a wisdom, yeah?
It's wisdom based, so for Ash it's a 0.
No, that's what makes it a 1. I've got a 0 in perception.
Okay, cool.
That's 9.
Okay, Lockie, you are soaring logs.
Just-
Like, I'm just imagining you
There's a
just
bit
like
of drool.
splayed out, half under the covers, half not, just going like
Does,
It's a bit,
dead
it's a
to
bit
the
of
world.
Mjolnir. God of thunder.
Charles, though, you probably hear a
Does-
scream.
does Arnie hear as well? Because if she's sleeping in the bed here, it might be close
Yeah.
enough. You decide. I mean, I'm not really fussed either way. I just noticed that she was there on the map.
No, she wouldn't hear.
Charles sort of runs out of his room, sort of goes, "But that's Catalina," runs to her room and just sort of knocks on the door.
You don't... No response. She just is constantly screaming.
He presses the button to open the door to see if it works.
It's not locked.
It's not locked? Okay, open the door.
And she's just like blankly staring at like middle space, screaming.
Charles will walk over, get in front of her,
Mm-hmm.
and just hug her. And then he'll just start saying, "Breathe." softly. Because to him, this is a panic attack. This might be something different, but to him, it's a panic attack.
She like suddenly gasps and like seems to like before she just seemed like really like rigid but limp at the same time, like there was no life in her, so to speak. And she sort of like suddenly like comes back to herself and she's like Doctor, what are you doing here? What happened?
You were screaming. I think you were having a panic attack of some kind.
Okay.
Is this one of the symptoms you were describing?
I don't know, I've never had this happen, but it feels like last time. A little bit. I feel... Oh, my head is dizzy.
Sit down on the bed. As he'll like pull out his bioscanner and just give it a quick once over.
Yes, you pull a bioscanner out of your pajama bottoms, as all medics keep.
And she's like... She has that lightheaded feeling of like, you know when you hold your breath for too long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I imagine Charles is so like used to this sort of stuff now, and he's getting so used to his telekinesis that the moment he left his room, his med bag followed behind him, like subconsciously. It's just like, I'm probably gonna need this. And he like just pulls it out of that and starts scanning her and just being like, okay. Yes, panic attack, maybe. Changes in physiology.
She's just like, kind of like a stunned mullet at the moment.
Yeah, she is registering high levels of stress in her brain activity and anxiety as well.
She seems more dazed at the moment than anything, but she does have an elevated heart rate and she's definitely stressed.
At which point he'll like go pour a glass of water, bring it in and hand it to her.
She'll like just accept it and start sipping at it. I don't know what happened.
It seems because of your changes in physiology, it's changing your brain chemistry as well, and at the moment I'm not sure the full side effects of it, but I'm to say that's probably the reason for your other episode. Again, your body was changed by an alien. I don't yet know the full side effects of what happened there.
Okay. I think I will pack in the morning. My head hurts.
That's probably a good idea. I think for now, you need to sleep.
Duh. Mind you, it's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. She should have already been like well and truly asleep.
Yeah.
Do you want something to help you sleep? Something light?
Vodka?
No.
More vodka?
I've got a couple of pills that you can take that'll help you sleep. At least give you a deeper sleep.
Combined with vodka?
She like looks at you for a second. Whiskey.
Tell you what, he reaches into his med bag, pulls out a little jar, and just like, take these two.
She takes it sort of like a bit skeptically. You know, nightcap work good too, you know. It's like...
Yes, but at the moment, until I can understand what's going on with your brain chemistry, it's probably best we don't add alcohol to that too much.
Okay,
For now,
okay.
take these with water. You can celebrate when we're planet side.
Right. Yeah, okay. Alright, fine. But only because the doctor says so.
Always follow your doctor's orders.
I know.
At
Alright.
which point he like waits for you to take them and then tries to get you into bed.
She like really awkwardly takes them. She's like, you get the sense that she probably wouldn't have taken them if you hadn't like stayed to watch her make sure she has them. And she has them, and then she like just like flops on the bed and like doesn't attempt to get under the blankets or anything. Doesn't change. She just flops on the bed.
At which point he just sort of like drags the blankets down with telekinesis and puts them over you while also moving all of your suitcase and all your clothes to the desk.
She looks a bit confused, but lets it happen.
He's good at this telekinesis thing.
The joys of having telekinetic expertise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to spend points on basic use anymore.
Actually, that reminds me. There's something else I have to let you know that she has observed. Sorry, I'll message you, but it's not
Yeah.
relevant for the moment.
At which point, like, once you're in bed, he'll just sort of be like, okay, rest. Let the pills just let you sleep. I'll come wake you up in the morning.
No worries.
And he'll leave the door.
She
Like,
just
you'll
nods.
leave.
She just nods at you.
Yeah.
And like kind of like rolls over away from you, but
And he'll just leave and go back to his room, at which point the bag follows him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Catalina, Dr. Charles, everybody else, you were able to get a restful night's sleep. And honestly, I feel like Dimitri, on his journey back, probably has a pretty good night's sleep, since you would be since you spent years as a shuttle pilot, just transporting people here and there. The certain vibrations of a shuttlecraft-like engine just like rock you to sleep. It's quite pleasant. And the morning comes, and Dimitri, you are the first to be fully active as you receive the go-ahead from Tim, or Pim, who basically opens the rear hatch of the ship for you and allows the stealth shuttle to dock.
Mhm.
The ship appears to be in low power mode, and every time you go to a door, it says, "Please hold. Reoxygenating chamber," and then you can go through.
Okay, it's a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 6:30 in the morning internal ship time. What do you do?
Head for the galley.
Okay. Head for the galley. Where did you go?
Reminder Ash to move your character model.
Wait.
Yeah.
is it-
You
it's
can
over there.
you can hear the sound of Locky sawing logs, and Tazi actually would have gone to this room here to sleep.
Oh, and Lucia also has a room around there. I believe we gave her a room somewhere.
Yeah, I think Mordeaux's in it.
Possibly,
Yeah.
but there's another room there, so it's fine.
That's actually Pim's room.
Oh, it is too. Oh, it's yellow. Oh, okay.
Yo, hey everybody, I have a thing. It's tasty. I do have the best housemate ever.
I am
Rory,
Yes.
jealous.
you've got control of Mordo at this point, just so you're aware.
Roger that. I need to think about what it is that he will do, because he has rested and regained a bit of hit points, being very reclusive. So, upon probably eavesdropping on a lot of the conversations going on and being like, okay, they go to Harbona, like the crazy people that they are, Mordo would walk out of this room, find Dimitri, and just say, "Oh, good, you're here." I need to get out of here. If you are going to Harbona, take me there, and I will make my way from there. Okay?
Sure.
Seriously, you people are crazy, and I need to be somewhere else.
You have probably just realized this?
I was pretty sure you guys were crazy when I first took the job, but I didn't realize quite how crazy.
I like to think I'm probably the least crazy person.
That's true, and that's why.
Of course.
And that's why I'm trusting you to fly the ship that gets me out of here.
Everybody trusts me to fly every ship.
Well then, let's go. And he has a he's already packed to go, has his rifle and everything kind of all pre-attached to his armor, and just like, okay, let's go. I'll be on the shuttle. And it goes and waits for you to be ready to depart.
Just go pick a seat.
I'm not calling shotgun.
Why not? Shotgun is best. Well, whatever. What do I do next?
Well, you know that Molly is still here, but has about 5 more days in her chrysalis.
Well, I probably picked that up.
Okay, you go into your room, like reach out and carefully break the different thin strands of chrysalis attached to the surface of your desk, and you just kind of gingerly move it. You've never done this before, and I've just let her be previously, but now you're like, she shouldn't just be here without me. Pick her up. I imagine perhaps put her in a duffel bag. And
yeah. With a spare robe or, and a couple of t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody's coming with me, yeah?
Yeah.
No, for the most part.
Except for Lucy, Dr. Lucy, and Lucia, from what I know.
Let's do the maths. Pilot, Mordeaux, Catalina, Dr. Charles, Lockie,
Arnie,
Tazi. There's room for 3 more people.
Only if they want to come along, so it just depends.
If you're taking Yakootah, that's 1, so 2 more people.
Yes, we need to take Yakootah, or at least Catalina will insist upon taking.
Yes. So there is room to take Dr. Lucy and Lucia with you if you want to. Or
taking Yakootah will be hard. Because of where Pim currently has him.
Pim did bring him out.
Oh, he did? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I mean, given the fact that Yakootah is restrained, he may take up additional space because you also have to bring a bed to keep him tied to.
Technically, he's recovered enough. We don't have to keep him in the bed. We can just handcuff him and
fair enough. Okay.
I mean,
cool.
We technically have enough room to bring everyone, don't we?
You do indeed. The question is, do you want to leave this ship and, by extension, the Molotov docked next to it entirely vacant?
Are we taking Pim? Or is Pim staying behind?
Pim's currently in safe mode.
That is a good question. Is Pim staying behind, Lucky?
I mean, I was going to keep it a secret, but no, Pim will not be staying behind.
Catalina wouldn't, suggest that we bring Pim anyway.
Lucky was going to, secretly bring him.
Oops, sorry again. My brain isn't working.
It was going to be hilarious when Lucky's backpack suddenly just goes, I have questions.
Catalina, before we left, would have gone up to Lucky and gone, We should bring Pim. Duh.
Yeah. I've been working on that. Thought would keep him in a safer compartment and make it a bit more harder to detect. I mean, he ain't gonna be his usual self. But I already spoke with him, and he says that he should be safe to transport in his low-powered state in the squawk box.
Oh, I did not realize this. Okay. Good thinking, Loki.
Having him out disconnected from the supercomputer might actually be beneficial for him, because then it's less. How did he put it?
Overthinking?
That's the thing.
Oh, I was thinking like sensory overload, but yeah, this makes sense too.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, duh. This is really smart. Good job, Loki. Good thinking.
I was just on my way to go get him.
Okay. We should also grab Jakob as well. I don't want to leave him here. One, I don't trust him. Two, the Harbonans deserve to know what's going on, especially from the mouth of the beast.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to
Maybe-
be trouble. Do we have a gag? He talks too much.
Maybe a hood would be good.
That is good point. Probably should not announce his face straight away.
Just that I don't want him to see stuff.
I was going to say, theoretically, the vac suits would have a solar visor that would be able to be activated in case you look towards the sun, which would completely black out the screen.
Yeah, and if the suit isn't connected to a wireless system to allow for comms, he couldn't hear either.
Put him in a
Okay.
vac suit.
You are intelligent. That reminds me, I had better pack my custom vac suit. I didn't think to pack this. I will pack this.
Something tells me I'm not going to need the mechs down there, but if you don't mind, I'm bringing the Romney.
That's okay. You shouldn't need mech on planet. I think. Dimitri?
Well, not need, but maybe object of interest and professional.
You know what? You know what? Dimitri made good point. There are lots of mechanical specialists back on Harbona. I will tell you now, there are going to be lots of people who will go crazy for that technology and would be absolutely in arms to be able to help you make improvements.
Anything else we need? Last check.
As you're kind of like hanging out, Lucia would kind of just meander, being like, "So it's breakfast time, yeah?"
Are you coming with us to planet?
Is there room? I thought it was a small shuttle.
Is room for 10 people. Technically everybody can fit, but I suppose someone should probably stay on ship.
Okay, well, me or Dr. Lucy. I mean, she taking care of baby. Is baby coming?
No, baby can stay here.
Baby not coming. Baby's not coming.
I don't think. Wait, actually, oh, I hate to say this, but they need to know what's going on. Maybe baby should come.
And maybe it's not safe to leave baby on ship.
We don't know where that baby is going in its, growth nonsense.
Okay, so I supervise Jakob. Dr. Lucy take care of James, and we leave ship in hands of Tim, the VI.
Yeah, I got the sensors rigged to give us a forewarning so we can get back here ASAP.
It should be fine. It should be fine. It should be fine. It should be fine. Okay, yeah, sure. This should be fine. Is there room for Tazi too? We can't leave her behind as well.
Oh, she's coming. She made
And
that
We already on top.
very abundantly clear.
at that, she like walks down. She walks in, says nothing, approaches the galley, leans in, grabs like an apple, an orange, and a banana, pockets them, walks out, gets to the doorway, grabs a duffel bag from next to the door and says, "You're damn right, I'm coming," and leaves.
Look, he's
What
just
are
going to
we
take a
gonna
deep sigh. He just thought, this is going to be a long trip.
One question. What are we going to do with the 2 other prisoners that we have on the ship?
Oh yeah, you captured 2 Yakootans.
That we haven't questioned yet. But they're sitting in the med bay with Jakob.
Good point.
Forgot about that.
that.
Space him.
We probably. I was gonna say we probably would have actually moved the 2 Harbona, the Yakootans away from Jakob so that they couldn't like plot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, but we wouldn't have left them in the same med bay.
You could put them in stasis.
True, that's
Done.
what I'll do.
They're going in stasis.
I will go prep the 2 other prisoners for stasis.
Okay.
In 10,000 years, there's a cat.
Such a crick in the neck.
Nice call.
You've had to use these pods a few times, and I imagine you have been keeping these prisoners decently heavily medicated to avoid any issues before you were prepared to interrogate them. So it's an easy task to just like pick them up, drop them into a pod, make sure everything's connected, seal it up, and engage the
Where are the
The
pods again? Oh, there they are.
the stasis pods.
At that point, I'm like, Tim, keep these pods running at all times. Just these 2.
Roger that. Dr. Charles Barker, PhD, MD.
Etc. etc.
And he sort of walks out and goes back to Jakob. And while he's doing is like fishing through his bag for like sleeping injection. He's just sort of like, I want you as non-combative on the flight as possible. Pulls out an injector as he walks back into the room.
He looks up at you and like a concerned Dr. Lucy who's like just finished prepping him, and he's all like, "Really?"
Well, it's either this or like I tie you up. Probably going to tie you up anyway, but
he like struggles against his bed restraints, or like, could tie me up. You have tied me up.
I'm going to take you off the bed. We're going for a little flight.
Where are we going?
That's for you to find out when we get there. It's going to be exciting.
I did notice we're very close to the sun.
So it's either, do you want injection or do you want to not fight and I just tie you up and put a black bag over your head?
We're in orbit 2. You sly devils. You're hiding in orbit around Thorin 1, aren't you? That's clever. Very, very intelligent thinking.
It's sort of what we do, for the most part. I don't know what the others were thinking when they interrupted our perfect little jaunt into your house and everything, but the best laid plans sometimes, go to waste.
Whatever, I can't exactly resist except with snide remarks and spit.
Just to make sure, Lockie, can you meet me in Medbay 1?
With pleasure. I'll come in with a vac suit.
Okay.
And I'll be like, I've got a pillowcase that I took off my bed. I'm like, so this is going to go over your head. We're going to put you in the vac suit. and then we're going to tie you up. You fight? I've been getting really good at using this. And there's nowhere on this ship that you can run that I can't hit you. Okay?
Persuasion?
I feel like that's either with an advantage or assist because Lockie's there.
It's a 7 on the dice, 6 and 1.
It's just a follow a DC.
A -1, so it's a 6.
He's still shooketh by everything else that has been going on, so he just goes, fine.
At which point, the clips will undo themselves.
He will gingerly and slowly sit up in his bed.
If you want to get your bearings for a second on your feet so we don't have to carry you, that would be much more helpful. But then again, I can carry you anyway.
I get that I'm your prisoner and you hate me, but could you award me the dignity of some fresh clothes?
Oh, yes. At which point he, pulls out, I imagine what would have been the last crew's sort of, basic uniform and just sort of, hands it over, just there you go. Enjoy.
It's like a combat khakis and a singlet.
Yeah.
He goes, fine. No underwear. Whatever. I'll go command them.
I'm not sure if they have any underwear. I could probably go look in the storage rooms, but...
That's fine! He gets naked in front of you because you've bioscanned him already. You know what it looks like.
I'm a doctor, I'm just sort of yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm. He changes, still has some pretty bad bumps and bruises on his abdomen, and is all like, okay, I'm gonna get in the vac suit before I put the pillowcase on, otherwise I cannot help you.
That makes sense. He's the vac suit.
He begrudgingly takes the time to put it on properly, secures everything up to neck level, and is all like, okay.
At which point I grab the pillowcase, shove it over his head, grab the helmet, and shove that on.
After he's put the helmet on, look, he says, you know this, the Eclipse mode, you could have just put that on, that would blind him as well, right?
Bless you.
Excuse me. Yes, but this is far more entertaining. At which point he's like...
That's why I waited till after you did it.
At that point, I'm like... I connect my compad to his suit, so only the two things can speak, and I'm like, can you please put your hands behind your back? I want them secured at least. At which point I grab a pair of handcuffs, which I imagine would have been in the armory, and just sort of slap him on.
Yeah. He is cuffed.
And I start leading him towards the shuttle.
Okay. Dr. Lucy has also prepared a go-away bag, and has valuable gels in a little thermal unit, and is carrying him along for the ride too.
At which point I'm like, when we get to the shuttle, I'm like, Dimitri, the least amount of bumps possible on entry, please.
What? You want it hard and rough? Okay.
There is a baby on board.
What? You let the baby on board? No, it will... Fine.
I don't have the proper medical facilities to properly care for this thing as it grows. Harbona might.
Oh, wait, never mind.
I'm not spacing a child.
Where's Arnie?
I was about to say, whoops. I'm messing with all the... Yes, I was about to say, I counted 9, and I thought, where's the last person? There she is. Okay. Everybody piles into the craft, and Tim comes over the speakers and says, "Attention! It appears all all conscious sentient life forms are departing from this vessel. What are my instructions?
Keep the vessel safe. If anything from Yakootah starts moving towards you, warn us.
I understand. Have a nice day. Dun 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 dun.
I'm going to kill Pim for teaching him that.
Right. Did we decide to take the mechs or not?
No, we don't need the mechs.
Really roomy there.
But
I've got the Romney if I need it.
I make sure that Lockie brings all the schematics though. Schematics.
Mm-hmm.
We could take the assault suit, however.
The one with the jetpack built in?
Yes.
Yes, you could.
We will take that with us.
And Tazi has her own customized vac suit packed as well. Okay. You're all packed up. The shuttlecraft is prepared to disengage. You leave the Milan and the docked Gloved Molotoc behind. Entrusting the safety of both of these highly valuable vessels to a VI that Pim reprogrammed.
You're making me want to stay on the ship.
You know what? Catalina would stay behind if anyone would let her.
No one's gonna let you.
I know.
No, yet. You may not stay behind.
Okay.
I don't feel really
Charles
good
would
about
stay
this.
behind if he knew that these idiots wouldn't find some way to need medical attention by the end of the day.
Actually, Lockie could stay behind because someone, now that Catalina knows about Pim's little storage device, she could take that.
12 uncomfortable hours later, accompanied by an unnecessarily large amount of baby James wailing. So it's everyone's travel nightmare. Just every time I fly with a baby, oh my god.
Nope. Lockie turns off the external mics on the Romney.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and quiet.
See, I wonder what would happen if Charles just like telekinetically put like telekinetic domes over his ears.
I'm not sure. You could also just buy earplugs.
We can't buy them in space.
Rory,
You can use biofoam to squirt into the ear so it expands.
Alice, can you maybe chill?
I don't think she's stressed enough, but like, I rolled a 1. Who rolls two ones in a row?
Me! I was given these beautiful, somewhat gemstone-ish dice as a birthday gift. As a Christmas gift for my other campaign. We had a nice little meeting, and I rolled this dice twice. 2 ones!
That's not a great start.
No, it's not.
Finally a dice that doesn't roll well for you.
It's a weird die. Anyway, you eventually come into view of the planet Harbona. It's been a long time coming.
This is where the stress comes in.
Mm-hmm. Especially for Catalina. You can see the dark red dunes of her with deep reddish black mountains poking out at various angles. And a bit of a sandstorm brewing in the eastern hemisphere. After 12 hours of flying, Dimitri, the shuttle, is making its approach to Harbona at night time.
So I have a question. Do I re-roll that or do I accept that? Because this is the stress point of where she's like, shit, we're here.
You were just goofing with that one?
You will hear from the front of this. Sit down, Catalina, and shut the fuck up.
It was almost another one!
Would Charles know that would Charles notice that she's stressing?
I imagine like the grip she has on her armrest is like white knuckle. Mm-hmm.
But
At-
that's
at the-
probably about it.
At the
because she's not,
notice of that, he'd like try and be in the seat next to her and put his hand on top of hers and just be like, breathe.
She nods and just like her grip doesn't change, but she does start breathing a little bit more deeper.
I throw a bottle of vodka at her.
Just like mid re-entry, the ship's jostling. You reach behind and just go and just like pivot over your shoulder.
She doesn't catch it. It just lands in her lap, I guess.
Charles would probably catch it and be like, you can have that once we land. For now, breathe.
She looks grumpy, but accepts it.
I'll let you have it the moment the landing gear touches the platform. But for now, just sit there and breathe.
She looks at you with like really narrowed eyes. I will hold you to that. And then looks away, just like straightforward.
Okay, the scale is off on where I've put you guys, so ignore that. I'm just showing you that the shuttlecraft is once again coming in on a site that not a lot of you have seen before. It is a very interesting dual ridged mountainous region where the Black Mountains create an oval valley to one side and kind of like a crescent-shaped valley next to it. In the big oval valley is where the first forest of Harbona was planted. And after the Zaza found it, a peace treaty was drawn up requiring that the newfound human Harbona inhabitants not allow it to spread beyond those borders. And that's part of and that is why that's one of the responsibilities that was bequeathed to the fundamentalist pagan faith upon its inception on the planet. The other area, the crescent area next to it, was the city. And Catalina, as you gingerly crack an eye open and look out the window, you can see that city is in ruins. It's been bombed and shelled.
Is
probably
this another mental effects save?
Dozens of times. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a one.
Does she get advantage because I'm sitting there
Oh, for
holding her
God's
hand?
No.
It's a 7. It's fine. It's fine. She's stressing, but she's not freaking out. It's okay.
Also, you are a bit concerned by the rate at which Dimitri is coming to a stop. He's doing full like Harrier jump jet like horizontal descent, but doesn't seem to be slowing down.
At that point, Charles is like, Dimitri, we're getting awfully close to the ground. Do you mind slowing down?
Yet. Let me show you a cool trick.
Yeah. He gets closer.
Catalina, don't worry. It is also part of the cool trick.
She just looks over to you with like the widest eyes and then snatches the bottle off Dr. Charles.
He gets closer and closer and closer to the ground, and just as you're all like bracing for a hard landing with the ground, you look out and see a big hole has just opened in the ground, and the tunnel continues to descend through like 20 meters of soil, pulsing with currents of electricity all around it, and then you drop into the underneath, and as soon as you do, the hole closes up behind you, and a platform on wheels trundles out.
Instantly, Charles' brain's just like, oh, I wonder how they did that.
Catalina's sitting
He's
there
like,
with
the whole science part of it just going, oh, that's cool.
Catalina's sitting there with the bottle, waiting, and as soon as there is any contact with the land, she starts drinking.
Okay.
She'll
You
chug
can
a
see
good
that-
portion of it before she like stops and goes, okay.
You can see that the entire interior of Catalina, what you would recall as being a large, empty, cavernous space, like the first area fully hollowed out by mining activity around your home, has been repurposed as a staging area. Whereas where everything being built and worked on is on these platforms. And altogether, these platforms probably take up anywhere between like a seventh to a sixth of the space underneath, but they're all constantly just moving around and shifting, including several very, very large, like, shoot a ship out of the sky guns on these platforms.
Now you know, eh?
She
You
walks
don't
over to Dimitri and punches him in the shoulder. Warning next time!
Hey! If I warned you, it would not be as much fun for me.
She takes another swig of the alcohol and then hands it to him.
Okay.
Okay, that is ship vodka. It goes on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say, Chris. You are in your apartment. It is the evening, and you are beginning to wind down after a day of doing whatever it is you do. And you walk past your jerry-rigged scanner you cobble together and think and go, I'll give it one last look before I rest. And you see it's locked on to a shuttlecraft that's just landed.
That's
I wanna-
pretty unusual on Harbona. But is there anything particularly different about this shuttlecraft?
The craft appears quite special, as is one of the inhabitants. They are.
Oh, I can tell from this distance, can I?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
You've been being a bit cheeky with your scanner, and perhaps your people are a bit more resilient when it comes to errant radiation in the home.
Yeah, probably.
And you get the impression that somebody aboard this craft is of interest to you. Of great interest to you.
Would I be able to tell exactly why?
You recognize
Okay,
handiwork.
so I would. Yep.
Yes.
In that case, there's going to be communications ping on the board of the Molotov at the moment.
On the shuttlecraft?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dimitri, you're at the helm, like, powering down, preparing to disembark, and the comms just go.
Oh, that is a bit weird. Hello?
The moment you answer it, Alice, can you roll me 2d6?
Why do you all trust me with dice? A 6 and a 5. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, that's a plus. Plus 3 on top of that for computers.
14.
So I'm going to immediately take over the voice communications on the ship and broadcast to the whole ship. Hola.
You're gonna say what?
Catalina takes back the bottle.
Contacted Hola.
Contacted holder?
Wait.
Holder what? Who are you and what do you want?
Hold. And you hear some like shuffling and footsteps on the other end of the line and a door opening. I'm going to just motion for the nearest person.
Okay. There's like a teenage kid slaloming on a homemade hoverboard just like near your apartment. And he goes, "Oh, hey! What is up?"
I assume I have some sort of text pad or something like that, so I'll
Yeah.
raise it and just ask the kid to do a rough. One of them has seen a friend. Can you ask them to come here?
Okay, who is? Is it someone? Is it someone new? I've been down here all day.
My mandibles sort of snarl slightly and shift a bit as he smiles, bearing 6 rows of teeth to this poor kid, and he just shrugs softly slightly at him.
Fucking knew it.
He jumps on the hoverboard and kind of like shakily scoots away.
Address and how is Harbona sort of buildings located? Because they shift around inside here.
Not inside this central ring.
Okay.
The address is less like blah blah street. It is basically height and
section or something.
rotational bearing. So for
It's
you,
degrees rather than numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So for you, your home address would be like
30 degrees, level 4.
yes, basically.
Okay. I send that information out, and then just acknowledgement lights, signals just go through like 4 or 5 times, and then I cut the connection.
Do I recognize this kind of communication?
I was going to say, do we recognize this speech pattern?
Not immediately, though. Roll me history. All of you, save for our new friend.
Using.
Am I using culture Harbona for this, or is it different?
Ooh,
No.
No?
I got a 9.
9?
Is that using int?
Sorry?
It's history.
Yeah, history.
Do I have history? I think -1. It would be 12.
Oh,
I got an 11.
I got double sixes with a -1. And
damn.
-1. So.
I think even then, Rory, probably not.
I mean, not that they recognize you, more that they recognize a name that you said.
Hmm.
True. Catalina and Dimitri, your eyes kind of meet in this moment of realization first, as you remember that this creature said the name Polar, and that is the species designation of the mantis people you encountered on Igelea.
Is that the people who modified Catalina?
Yep.
Yes.
And where
Catalina
Molly comes from?
Yeah.
looks from Dimitri to Dr. Charles and just like grabs his shoulder, probably a little bit too tight.
I probably. Okay. Yes. I vaguely I can't remember. I've heard the name before, but yes. Apparently, you remember a lot more than me.
Holar, that's they did
Molly.
this to me.
That's Molly.
Molly, the people, the
Duh.
place.
Yes. Let's deal with what landing first.
You
and
have
then
that.
Let's deal with our security checks, and then we will go talk to someone that knows that name and why they're contacting us as soon as we land.
And also why they're taking over the communications on this shuttle.
Well, if you remember, they were quite advanced on the planet that we found them.
Uh-huh.
Pre-tech advanced. They made Elfdus look like children.
This is... Oh, never mind. What? None of you can cook for a damn. Your alcohol is terrible.
There are plenty of people that can cook on Elfdus.
Not your mother.
That's not my mother.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't exactly encounter many people, did we?
No, we were busy doing other things.
Like lying to your mother.
Like lying to a lot of people that has caused problems for the rest of my family since I've been gone. So, can we move on and can we disembark?
Oh. Get out.
Okay, everybody piles off the craft, and you can see there's a smaller one of these rolling platforms. It has like like 8 omnidirectional wheels kind of around it, so it can just like roll in any direction at once. And trundling over on the smaller platform is an older-looking gentleman with 6 soldiers flanking him. Dimitri and Catalina, you would recognize him immediately as being, again, your older brother.
Charles, upon seeing these soldiers, starts to shimmer slightly for a moment before it goes invisible.
This is your brother Stefan, who you encountered yesterday.
Oh, wait, he's still alive.
Who?
Stefan?
Yes.
No, not Catalina's brother. This is Dimitri's
Oh.
brother.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Yep.
it's okay. All good. Catalina's brother was Alec.
Yes, that's right. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's gonna
As-
get
as-
confusing on
as
this planet.
far as I
There's
know,
big families.
All of my family is still alive.
I was going to say, there's big families here, so it's going to get confusing for all of us.
It's okay. I've got comprehensive notes.
That's where they got the tech
My
from.
family's not small.
Mantis people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did they get tech to, like, phase through solid objects? Mantis people.
So, walking off this platform is Stefan. He's wearing like advanced scale mail looking armor. Has like a beard down to here. It's kind of rough and scraggly, and quite long hair flowing over his shoulders as well. He strides over to the 10 of you and says, "So, you actually come back. I suppose miracles do come true."
Catalina looks distinctly silver. Does he actually
What?
recognize her?
What do you mean? Of course I said that I was coming back. You fucking. Never mind.
You disappeared for like 7 years last time. You said you'd be right back.
Coming back that time? No, I just said goodbye.
Catalina is going to walk up in her silver self,
Mm-hmm.
but halfway through walking up, her skin and hair is going to shimmer back to its regular state.
Okay.
So she'll look like herself again, and she'll walk up to Stefan and give him a punch in the shoulder, just like here, but not a punch, just like a friendly punch. Like, hey, leave your brother alone.
Are you changing appearance so that he notices that your
Correct.
appearance changed?
Correct.
Okay. You like straight out. He goes, and who is? Oh, ow!
Leave your brother alone. He's been doing good things, huh?
He's my brother. I will do what I want with him.
I should hope not.
You shut up. We are going to have a more in-depth conversation in a more official capacity. All you people, are you armed?
Of course.
Duh.
I am a doctor. I don't usually carry arms on me, but I have other ways to protect myself.
He has 2, but he only uses them to save people. Mostly.
Oh, good. We will need your assistance downstairs almost immediately.
What has happened?
I have not brought you Dr. Charles so you can steal him and put him in the hospital.
We are
If I
at war.
If I can help some people while I'm here, all
You
the
may
better,
ask for
yes?
assistance. You cannot order him.
You know what? Hang on. Guys. Dr. Charles, maybe it is best for you and Lucy to take baby James to hospital, and at time out there, you can exchange assistance, huh?
Yes, I can take care of James by myself. And Stefan goes, "Oh, you have a baby? I want. Oh my."
You don't. No,
we have a lot
Stefan.
to explain. Let's, as I take off my jacket and throw it over the crib.
Yeah.
I'm like, we will talk
Considering-
about him later.
Considering current circumstances, I would be very impatient. So you're all going to get a ping on your phone of wait, question mark, come, question mark.
Wait. Whoever you are, wait.
I need to talk to him at some point because he might know something about Catalina.
Who are you referring to?
We don't know. We got weird
We're not
communication
sure.
when we landed.
Oh, can I see?
No. Stefan.
What?
Stefan.
What?
Stefan.
I am high-ranking military advisor for the Harbonan military. That's
You know what? I've known you since you were playing in dirt with my brothers, so shut up. We have more important things than your rank, okay?
Just for context, Alice.
That's treason.
He's
it's just
older than my brother. I meant
He's-
my brother was playing in the dirt and he was trying to stop my brother.
fair enough. 'Cause,
That's
like,
more what I meant.
a lot of like there is a 10-year gap between the second youngest Demidov and
Yeah,
Dimitri. So
don't worry, I
most of them are
know.
quite a bit older.
It's more a phrase of my brother was playing in the dirt and causing trouble for them,
Hmm.
and he was like trying to stop him.
All right, fine. Just courtesy.
We don't have time for that.
We have a
Ash-
gift though.
No,
as-
no, no.
Just wait. Can we do the official like talky shit, and then we can start doing the gifting
We
part?
still need to bring him with us. As
Okay.
I like
Can bring him.
telekinetic lift our suited person out of the ship.
Okay, Stefan, you, me, Annie, and this lovely guest we have brought with us, which are we going to leave unnamed for the moment, need to go see the council immediately. Whoever wishes to join us can come along, but we have so much very important information to pass on, and it is not time for pleasantries right now.
Well, if
Okay.
you deal with that. Anyone else wants to go meet our mystery communicator? Wants to come with me?
Lockie's actually just going to look to Catalina and just be, you want me to go with you or with them?
She is safe with me, and I will carry this. And I pick up the guest and sling him over my shoulder.
Loki,
He can walk.
I don't care. I don't want him to walk. He might walk off a platform or something stupid.
Loki, keep them safe and make sure your backpack is safe too.
I was going to say, perhaps you take this with you. Hand over the backpack.
Are you sure? You think it's safe with me?
Hey,
Alright, she puts it on.
Okay.
You guys stay safe, alright?
We'll contact you if anything goes wrong.
No.
I hope
It's okay,
think-
we're only gonna be in a bunch of political meetings for who knows how long.
Yes,
you
that
next
sounds
year.
very boring. So have fun with that.
Phantom Menace.
Lockie's going to just look back over his shoulder as they start to walk away and just go, see if they'll give us a grav tank.
Catalina with her head, like her hand in her head, just like thumbs up behind her.
Okay. We will begin with Dr. Charles and Lockie.
Okay, but first,
Yes.
if you didn't have 3 hydrates for the previous 3 that we got earlier. Oh, no, customs.
God.
Customers saved us. It's fine.
Thank
I was
you,
going to
Captain.
say there's 3 more.
I swear, these people just want to see us like have to leave to pee every 10 minutes.
Yes. Do
That's
you
not a
not like
hydrate.
us?
Look,
Is that why you're making us leave to pee by forcing us to hydrate so often?
I'm going to call people out on their fetishes, but like, it's weird.
Oh my god! Bonk stick! Bonk him, guys! Bonk him!
You're in the same house. I think you bonk him. Wait, no, that's dirty.
Wait a second! Bonk Rory too! Bonk him!
Fell right into our trap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Dr. Charles and Lockie, you say to Stefan, "Hey, can we go here and like show coordinates?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's fine. You there, escort them down," and points to one of the soldiers who peels off. He pulls out his own little wrist-mounted device, calls up another smaller rolling platform. You step onto it, and you trundle away as well. You find yourself entering the Harbonan Undercity. I'm going to cut the gravity and go full Russian winch on this biz. You see inside the like two cylinders, the exterior of one and interior of the other. Walls are just covered in structures and houses, just like attached to the walls, with like gangplanks and zip lines, stairs and ladders, all just connecting it all together in a wild hodgepodge. As you approach, the place that you're being directed to is on the exterior, and the path this soldier takes you on is like the scenic route around the edge that has you like climbing over some people's homes. You peer down skylights and you see like families at dinner, and just the roof of the house is just part of the road. And
I imagine
it's
this is
weird.
quite unnerving for Charles because it's like completely different to others.
Lockie
It's
actually
weird.
feels oddly at home in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dome-like.
It's weird. It's dome-like. It's also quite eerily beautiful because there's just like hundreds upon hundreds of different lights at various different heights and intensities that kind of give the illusion of like a field of fireflies if you were to look down off the edge. It's very strange, but it's pretty. And eventually you make your way around the edge of the cylinder, and he says, "It's that one." Oh, well, buckle up, boys. You're in for a ride.
Friendly? Not friendly? What?
Oh, he's friendly. He's a little bit odd, and by odd I mean very odd.
We've dealt with odd before.
I think I might know why he's odd. So let's go have a look. At which point I just sort of like stride over and sort of knock.
Okay.
I would have been waiting at the door incredibly excitedly. So the door immediately flicks open, and you see an 8-foot-tall, bipedal, grey-skinned alien in long robes with 2 split mandibles and 6 eyes across his forehead, and roughly 6 to 7 rows of teeth between the mandibles, all displayed, basically bared like how a baboon would bear it in a threat. But you get the feeling from his body stance he's backing away slowly because he understands that his appearance is off-putting, and he's trying to be friendly.
Does he look like one of the Mantis people?
Not at all.
Or slightly?
Not even
very different?
vaguely. Very
He is humanoid.
Oh, okay. It sounds very familiar to an alien from another sci-fi book I've read, so I'm just sort of like, not what I was expecting, but I guess you know the others.
He's sort of just
We don't speak that.
and then motions to like put his hand out and make swiping motions like a compad.
Ah, I pull out my compad.
Yeah,
Like-
and he just passes one of his hands over it, and all of Darius's alarms start going off as a hack is being attempted on it. Can you roll for that, Alice?
What am I rolling? 2d6?
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, I think +3 is putting me at 11. I'm pretty sure when I protected shit, it was early on in the campaign, so it's not going
Yeah.
to beat that. And it just crackles to life and just holla.
Well, that was quick.
He sort of shrugs and smiles slightly and then motions for you to come into the room. Or smiles, being his mandibles open slightly wider.
Like,
As they follow in, Lockie's gonna just look over to Charles and be like, "So this is what it's like for you?" As he's kind of looking up at him. It's the first time Lockie's had to actually look up for someone.
Different because you don't have mandibles.
Actually, I
At
say
that, he
Charles.
just lifts up the hands and the spare arms underneath the Romney.
True.
I think Charles would probably notice this. You can tell his frame is clearly from a race that is incredibly musculatory built, but he's not. He's atrophied and wasted. His muscles are like set back and obviously degraded somewhat. He doesn't look particularly healthy, and the bone structure and his height doesn't seem to support the minimal amount of muscle he has.
Just so you know, guys, we got a raid. So thanks, Gray.
Oh,
Hello.
cool.
oh,
Greetings, people.
thank you, great.
As we sort of like follow in, Charles just sort of looks and goes, "Are you well?"
His mandibles again just slightly wider again, and he nods slowly. Well,
I will say, as you enter the room, it looks like the interior isn't dissimilar to the like guest quarters of the Gloved Molotoc, where like the walls are configured to be adjustable to suit various different purposes at different times of the day. Like it could be a toilet or a kitchen or a dining room or a lounge, that kind of thing, at your whim. But just like in the center of the room, clear of all the different wall functionalities, is just a pile of Harbonan-looking bits, like weird piping and other electrical components you recognize, like part of a wall, part of a spaceship, just a whole bunch of random stuff in weird configurations.
Just sort of like, project?
he sort of just looks and gets confused for a moment and responds, and it's in bad English translation. Project, with a question mark sort of feel to it, coming through your iPhone or Compad, not iPhone. We're not sponsored by Apple.
Are you working on something?
Oh, always. He motions to, like, he points at you and just designation.
Dr. Charles Barker.
Just slow nod and then designation. Points to Lockie as well.
Guy with gun.
He sort of just starts a little at that one.
At that point, Charles like turns around, looks at him, is like, Lockie.
Weapons officer.
And then just up on your name, a new word appears, and and he sort of motions to himself, and it's just Jin.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jin.
Chris, if you're paying attention to the map, behold the artwork I cobbled together for
Jim.
Jim.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's a lizard man.
That's great. No,
For
he
Jim.
effectively does look like he's lizard in race, or somewhat. Like he's got some scales and shit over his face and stuff. So Dragonborn is kind of close, except facial structure is more insectoid and fucked up. But he just sort of like reaches over to Lockie and grabs your arm and is just looking up your arm. How much cyberware have you got in that at the moment?
I'm in the Romney at the moment, so you wouldn't actually be able to see my cyberware.
In that, no, I would.
Oh, you can see through it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got like an optical sensor array. Then you would see the twitch lock actuators and the muscular hyperactivity motors, and you probably also see the body arsenal array in the arms.
Yeah, he just sort of keeps looking for a bit. Old. Needs tuning.
gonna look over the armor and go, yeah, probably could do with some work. Not realizing that you're not talking about the armor.
Probably doesn't realise you're not either. So it's sort of left at that. And he sort of just turns back to Charles, because Charles seemed to be the one who was most... I don't know. It's not that Lockie wasn't interested. It was just Charles was the first person he spoke to and seemed curious about him. So seems like the right person to address questions to, and just says, "Hola?"
We've met them before.
At that, his mandibles again just sort of widen again, and there's just like a slow, heavy breathing that you would probably mistake for a slight chuckle if it came from a human. And he just nods and like motions go on.
We were on another planet and they helped save one of my crew.
Alive?
In a manner of speaking.
At that, he sort of just lowers his head a bit and nods a bit. Even though he's totally alien, you can tell that he's disappointed.
At that point, he's just like, they're in stasis. They come out sparingly to prolong their species. We are currently looking to help them.
He sort of just pauses for a moment and then starts throwing junk all over the room until eventually he immediately he rips out a star chart, a rough hand-drawn one that he's been slowly plotting. And you can tell he's not very good with human writing utensils and things like that, yet the way he's moving is pretty dexterous. The main problem is his pinkies are also opposable. So grasping writing implements and things like that are not suited to him clearly just wouldn't be particularly easy. But he shows you the star chart and just says, "Where?"
Roll me navigation to make sense of what he's showing you.
I was going to say, do I recognize where the hell... I got double sixes, but...
Oh.
It's a good thing you didn't have to rely on me.
I get a -1, so it's an 11.
Okay, you are confident that you recognize none of what he's showing you.
I just look at it confused for a moment, just going... These planets don't exist.
Do you actually say that?
I just sort of go... These... are wrong from current stardate.
He blinks and just stands there for a few seconds and then...
At that point, he like pulls out his compad and just sort of pulls up a map of this sector, this lower corner of space, and just goes like this.
Okay. With you rolling so high, and you then pulling up a comparison, you do see like one series of patterns that just happens to be congruent with his doodles. Whatever information that he has and is working with, it's very, very, very old.
I was going to say. At that point, Charles looks at him and like, how old are you?
He sort of blinks and awake time.
Complete time.
He just looks at the ceiling for probably about 40 seconds and just looks back to you and goes, and just shakes his head slowly.
Were you around before the screen? Were you awake before the screen?
Actually, would I know what the scream was, Rory?
Honestly,
Would
no.
I have heard of it? No. He just shakes his head and sort of. He looks confused now and just scream coming from your iPad. iPad, fucking hell, Chris. Coming from
What's
your
up?
compad.
Combat. I should have taken classes in xenology and stuff. It would have made this so much easier.
If only you were a xenoarchaeologist.
Yes, precisely. Where all technology stopped working.
When?
What was it? 500-600 years ago?
Yeah, around
Look,
there.
I can.
Theo scream.
It should work.
Yeah.
About 500-600 years ago.
Did it work?
No, it didn't for me.
Or
Is the bar-
cycles.
He sort of just blinks for a few more seconds, and you can tell, even with vastly alien features, he's definitely surprised. Like, and then he looks down and goes, I suppose.
It's just your star map. What you're writing is very, very old. These planets have moved apart. These solar systems have moved apart since you last saw a star map.
He just nods slowly and walks over to the other side of the room, and you can see there's a bowl of fruit that's just sitting there, and he picks up an apple and tosses you each one, and then puts one between his mandibles, and in a single motion crushes it into effectively juice and just swallows it.
Charles, you are in the splash zone just a little bit.
It falls on his telekinetic shield and just sort of drips onto the floor. There's like a light flare as it like hits it and then just falls to the floor. And he doesn't notice. He's just holding the apple. He's like,
Problem. See Jin?
sorry?
See more Jin?
I have not seen anyone like you as of yet. Where... I look to his map and I'm like, where are you from?
Would I would have enough understanding on my map to roughly
Yes.
to it. Yeah.
On your map, you know where you're from.
I'd point to a planet, but it's named in my language. It's named in Jin, so you can't tell what it is.
But can I tell sort of what area of space it's from?
Roll me another
Navigation roll?
navigation roll.
This is where I'm going to fail and I need Dimitri. Not too bad. That's 6 and 3, so 9, so 8.
You think the part of space he's pointing at might be in this sector? Maybe?
In this sector.
Hey,
Yes.
Charles. Can't
Yeah.
you run a simulation to do Stellar Drift?
Uh,
I've seen Tazi do it a few times when working out some stuff.
possibly. I'd need some time to enter all the information properly to figure out where they've gone. So I'd need my data slab and access to this, and my data slab's on the ship. I didn't think I'd need it. Well, on the shuttle.
Jin is just leaning forward now and like trying to watch your faces very carefully when you guys are talking between yourself. You get the feeling that he doesn't understand English too good. He's trying, but it's not his natural language.
At that point, I'm like, do you do better with written word?
Radio? Foxtrot Alpha?
That would take a very long time to spell out everything we're saying.
Roger.
You're good with computers, yes?
Ooh, yes, I would know the term. Yeah, he just nods, and it's quite excited and quite happy to hear that.
At which point he takes off his translator's speak off his jacket and hands it to him and goes, "You put your language onto this, and we can speak."
He sort of shrugged. You've noticed the entire time he hasn't actually spoken other than moans or gurbles or things like that. And he actually points to his throat and clicks his fingers a couple of times. Do I have a broken bioscanner or something like that in the room?
You have a bioscanner that probably got rolled over by a hospital bed and you found in the trash out the back of the hospital.
Yeah, he grabs that and he's going to point to that and then point to like his neck, throat, and chest area.
At which point Charles grabs his bag, shuffles through it, grabs his working one, and goes and points it towards him.
So there's plenty of fucking bizarre biology, like his lungs are in the wrong place for a human, his heart's shifted and rotated and looks completely different shape. But the main thing you notice is all the vocal cords, they've totally evolutionarily like atrophied. Obviously, whatever race he is just stopped talking at some point. And they just didn't need vocal cords anymore. So it's not that he would happily take the translator off you, but the reason he's communicating with the iPhone is you get with the compad is you get the feeling he can't even speak with enough intelligibility other than using technology. So something that translates his spoken words isn't much help.
Yeah. This might take a while, but always interesting to learn about another culture. So, do you have a seat that we can sit down and talk and...
Yeah, as you look around the room, he's like moving trash piles off shit, but you can see that all of the furniture here is mostly Harbonan, but heavily modified, and it looks like it's modified by him. So there's shit that you're not even sure if you should sit in, and there's stuff like there's a wooden chair that's been raised up to support someone who stands 8 foot tall. There's a bed that's relatively low to the floor, and he just sort of looks at your height for a moment, looks at the chairs he has, and then just points to the bed and sort of like tilts head and arms.
I sit down, or try to sit down, and just sort of be like, okay, how did you know that we had met the, what's the name of the aliens?
Hohlar. Hohlar is how it's spelled.
Hohlar?
Hohlar.
Hohlar? How did you know that we'd met the Hohlar?
He sort of looks around the room for a bit and points over to a rather large machine sitting in the corner. And you can see that it looks like some sort of radar, but it's bringing up shit that is not just radar. There's other stuff that's coming up. And he sort of just starts scanning through it until I find where Catalina is on it and her vitals come up on the screen. Or at least, not really her vitals, just bits of metal roughly assembled into a human shape. And he sort of just passes a hand across the screen saying, like, what would you assume if you saw that?
Catalina is human, just changed.
He nods. You get the feeling that he understands the technique that was used to some degree.
She got injured while we were in where they're living. And the only way to save her was to change her.
Oh, look good. Skill.
Her friends?
He sort of just shrugs and just like moves around a little bit. It's clear that they're not friends, but he knows of them, and he knows that they exist and are of a race that was around earlier than humanity, at least. Or at least he would have run into them before humanity.
Would you want to talk to them?
And that he's like excited, very excited. Yes, please.
We will be going to meet them again at some point, but we're not sure exactly when yet. We need a way to move them from where they are to protect them.
Don't we have the opening too?
Move?
Their planet's unsafe.
Unfortunate.
Very. They were... The one that we spoke to was quite nice and very informative. He gave us gifts, at which point I raise up my jacket sleeve and show him the telekinetic sling.
I'm gonna have a quick glance at it. He nods a bit, but he doesn't seem too interested in it. You get the feeling that it's like a toothbrush to him.
I imagine they're more science-based than psychic-based in their race.
Oh, you can tell from how he's walking that there's absolutely no psychic energy being given off from him. It's clear that there's aids and shit that he would have previously used, but he doesn't have any... I mean, you're a pretty powerful psychic. I'm sure you would notice certain things from psychics. But Jin's going to walk over to Lockie and just like tap armor and then motion for him to take it off.
Look, he's
that
just going
point,
to kind of look around the room a little bit. Yeah, it seems safe enough. And step out of the power armor. He's still wearing combat armor underneath, but yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to walk over to the side room, just where Charles is, and bend down next to Charles and pull a small box out of from under it and open it up. And it looks kind of like a pre-tech toolkit, but it's really not. And you don't think you could use it on anything pre-tech. But he's going to walk back over to Charles and he runs something over your left arm, Lockie. And all of the Twitch servers just like jerk suddenly and start moving on their own. And you can tell he's actually seems to be running a diagnostics on it.
Gonna make a mental effects save. I feel like that's
Panic-inducing?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, Lockie kind of like tenses up for a second and like you can see Charles would probably recognize his hand dropping down to where his pistol is holstered and then just stopping.
At which point, like, Charles just sort of, like, reaches out to, like, just tap his hand away from the gun, just like, no.
Yeah, he stops.
You're actually going to hear like a large grunty and then he runs his hand quickly over your right arm, which actually grabs the gun, aims at the door, fires 3 shots into the wall, and then puts the pistol back. And he just sort of still chuckling, walking around the room. You get the feeling that whatever the toolkit is he's using, it can pretty much, provided someone's giving him access to the stuff, he works with cyberware.
So he just made your arm fire the gun for you.
I take it that wasn't you?
Lockie's just gonna put the pistol back, but then step away from him. Don't do that again.
Yuzuru shrugs. Good. Old. Needs upgrade.
Right. I take it your race had lots of cyberware?
He sort of pulls out another sketch, and you can see it's a rough mapping of his own cyberware. And because there's bits that have obviously self-removed or maybe lying in the corner of the room. Maybe some Harbona medical workers have worked on it. You're not quite sure. But there's a few pieces around the room that he points to them and points to parts of his body where it would have been. But it's all rusted to shit. It's destroyed. It's just clearly non-functional.
Huh. So, what did you want to talk to our friend about?
Hola.
To go speak to them?
Jin. Where Jin?
At the moment, until I get a proper simulator running to see where your planet might have gone, I am unsure. But we should be able to find them.
He just nods slowly and just Roger across the thing.
How long have you been awake for?
How long would it have been, Rory? 6 months? 7? Maybe a bit longer? It would have been post-beginning of war.
Yeah. I feel like 5-6 months makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, he holds up 3 fingers and then 2 fingers because he only has 3 fingers other than his 2 thumbs.
Months, years?
Months.
What woke you?
He sort of shrugs again. I don't know. Would I know?
Yes. You would probably be aware of what you don't know what caused the
The full malfunction, but
Yes.
I'd be aware.
You
Yeah.
would know that you crash landed, basically.
Ship malfunction. Contact down. Supplies low.
I have theories. Do you know any race of aliens that used to live in this solar system?
How many would I know, Rory?
This is probably your first time in the solar system, and your people.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So geographically wise, probably.
Your people would have considered the Zaza savages and wouldn't have made an effort to make contact.
Yeah. So, and would I have heard of the other ones you mentioned when we were talking?
No.
I raised my fingers in 3.
So just the Zaza humans.
Well, Holla and himself, because he's going by aliens from your definition. He's assuming that's what you mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that Catalina and Dimitri would be fascinated to meet you. How about once they're done with their meeting, we can take you along and we can have a chat.
He just nods a few times and then turns back to Lockie and just points to your arms and goes, "Dicks."
As long as you don't do any more weird shit like that.
And that you can see his mandibles open up even further, and it's just like, and coming through your compad, it goes again. But I am weird.
Do you want me to hold your gun for now?
I think at that we're gonna like horizontal wipe across because that is a really good like end of a scene line.
That's what I was thinking.
But I'm weird. Yeah, fair enough. Star wipe. Star wipe.
Sake.
And we move across to somewhere else entirely. Did I finish? I did. It's a mess. I need to fix it, but I'll fix it. Okay.
You'll have to do 4 hydrates, by the way, courtesy of Azure.
I'm full of chocolate.
Why?
No, I have to pee.
Why you do this to us?
Okay, so
Technically hydrating.
Catalina, Dimitri, and Co. And Annie and Lucia is the one currently wrangling Jakob. Are escorted a bit behind Lockie and Dr. Charles to somewhere else. You would also enter the large circular city area, but would find yourself going more towards the center. It seems the more narrow central shaft has a larger structure just off like a big chunky walkway that goes from the main construction zone to the interior, kind of like the equivalent of a highway for this kind of area. Okay. Give me a sec. Nope, too many. There we go. Okay. And off the highway there is like a sloping down set of stairs that leads into a large open chamber. I will show you what it looks like.
Oh. Oh my.
I'll grab Annie and Catalina and and Lucia, who's wrangling Jakob, and also Dimitri. And I think Tazi would probably go too because she's curious. Meeting hall. And before we get into the scene, I'm gonna go and pee. So compose yourself. But I will say, as you enter, there's a large, like, curved.
I have a distinct problem. I need to go to bed.
Oh, really? Sorry.
I take it you have work early in the morning. Nick?
Hello, Nick?
Yes, I'm starting work at like 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay. Well, then fair enough. It is 10:30, and your presence in the scene is appropriate. So I will say, since it's 10:30, we will end the session there. If that's all right.
Oh. Okay. That's fair. It's
Sorry,
an unexpected finish, but yeah, sure.
I will have
until after Christmas, it's going to have to be
It's
a bit like that.
I've been doing 15 to 17 hour days almost for the last 2 weeks. It's fucked.
Which is stupid. And
You've been starting at 5 in the morning and getting home at like midnight.
Or starting at 5, getting home sometime after 7 o'clock at night. It's just dumb. That's how much stuff is going on, and then all the ordering and all the cleaning and everything else after.
Yeah. No, it's completely understandable. Like, that's absolutely fair.
out spinning up a shop trying to find shit.
Azra is
it's
secretly trying
stupid
to drown
and
us.
Yes.
I just stop. So, yeah. Yes, Nick, it's all good. Alice, I'm sorry we couldn't get into more of the immediate Harbona stuff, but
No,
I did
that's
want to
fine.
give Chris a chance to be
Sorry,
like,
guys.
hey, new character,
No, that's
who
absolutely
dis?
fair.
So I'm glad that people, yeah, it's all good. And now you know, and now at least some of the party have met Jin, a very strange alien man who seems weird, but that's okay.
Sorry, he'll
No
fit
weirder
right
than
in.
every other alien.
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right. No, all good.
So,
That's
let us-
absolutely fair enough because obviously life comes first, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Indeed.
So in that case,
We will. Yes, Nick, go to bed. We will deal with the ratings and saying goodbye, and we'll talk to you next week. Okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. Good night. Cool.
Wow. I
What are
actually
we
have
gonna
a-
do?
I have
do
a
with
few
Blake?
people playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay,
That
cool.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we got?
And by the way, you're fine, custom. It's okay. We take everything with a grain of salt.
What did Custom do?
We've got
I said no, continue playing. It's all good.
wisdom saves, playing D&D, final session of the year. I've got Polished Cryptid, playing D&D, Dancing with the Dead, ? And then I've got someone called Venekelda, which I don't remember following, but I must have followed at some point.
Okay.
Which are also playing D&D. Fate's Grip, episode 93. Oh wow. They're about as deep as we are.
Heck yeah. Let's pass people from one very crazy in-depth campaign to another one.
Sure.
Why
Alright. Everyone,
Okay,
send
everybody.
them some love from us. And, I don't know.
Ask them lots
just-
of annoying questions.
Yeah, ask them all of the questions about their campaign. I mean,
Mhm.
also, don't be mad if they don't respond, because it's really hard to actually play the game and respond at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love you, chat, but I pay absolutely zero attention to you while I'm playing because I need to
Otherwise,
brain
I'm distracted.
all of the places, but I love seeing all my friends engaging with you and having a good time and laughing along. And of course, seeing the things you guys work on and talk about in between sessions. It's great to see. So,
Yeah.
we will raid them D&D players you mentioned, and we'll see you all Sunday for Zelnari, Ash?
Should be, yes. It really depends on my hours at the moment, unfortunately, because retail.
Fair enough.
As-
But
Yep.
fingers crossed, because I want to keep that story going too. I'm keen to see what's going to happen next.
The story will continue, but it may just be delayed, unfortunately.
Worst
Oh,
case
no.
scenario, but as of the
As it
moment,
currently stands, it is yes.
everything
Excellent.
seems to be going to plan, so that's fine.
So at the moment, Tuesday's the one day I have off next week. So
Nice.
Perfect. Well then, to raid! And we'll see
Alright.
everybody for episode 85.
However, Boxing Day, I will say, will
I'll
be
see
an
you.
absolute no way.
Cool.
Alright, I'm gonna throw us over to our end screen and then consume. That's not the right
Consume.
word.
Subscribe.
Words didn't work. And then I will proceed, that's what I was looking for, to do the raid. Love y'all, and thanks for hanging out with us. See you next time.
Bye.
see yous.